Good afternoon, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you dropping in to check out my next video. In this video I'm doing a little bit of experimenting, so I'm going to do two canvases 10 by 10 each with the exact same colors that I've only mixed with water. No Floetrol, no glue-all, no other pouring mediums. I've just thinned them out with water. I've not been 100% happy with some of the results I've been getting lately. I've just started using Floetrol recently. Before that I was using glue-all, Elmer's glue-all and water mix, and I'm happy with that, but I wanted to try the Floetrol. But I'm not actually getting the results that other people seem to be getting, and I've noticed some people who just use water and seem to be getting amazing results. But the reason why I want to do two paintings or two pours is because I'm going to put silicone in the second one, so the second batch of cups, so that just because I want to see if I get cells without the silicone, and then of course what kind of cells I get with the silicone. So the colors I'm using today are the Liquitex Basics Dioxazine Purple, the Liquitex Basics Quinacridone Magenta, the Liquitex Basics Prism Violet, the Artist Loft Light Magenta, and I'm using some of the Artist Loft Flow Acrylic White. So you need, for a 10 by 10 canvas, you need about 6 ounces of paint. So these cups here that I'm using to pour into are about 12 inches each, so I only need about half of it full. But I've got, I did 1.5 ounces of paint in each of these little cups. I think these are about 2-ounce cups. And then I just thinned with water to the consistency that I wanted, which was pretty thin, so it's not really leaving a mound at all. It's just running off the stick. And again, it's really hard to get them even each cup the same with each color. And I do find that Liquitex Basics do tend to be a bit thicker than Artist Loft, so that's why I didn't put the same amount of water in each cup. But anyways, let's get started. So I'm going to put a little bit of start with the purple first, and I'm just going to kind of do a dirty pour, I think. So see how many layers I can get out of each. So that was the Dioxazine Purple, and this is the Quinacridone Magenta. And then we'll go with the Prism Violet. And then the light magenta. So these are thinner than I'm used to using. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the white. The white was actually, because it's I think the flow acrylic was actually easier to thin out than the other colors. Okay, back to another layer. So this might even actually be a bit too much paint for these canvases, but that's okay. I'll use it up any leftovers for something else. So I don't know how everybody else is doing out there in the world with the COVID-19 coronavirus issue. I have now been officially laid off from my job. Our clinic, I work in my doctor's clinic, is now closed, except for there is a doctor on call for emergency telephone type appointments and possibly seeing if they, seeing someone if they need to. And then my office manager, she is working from home, but the rest of us have been laid off. So this is kind of my first official day of being laid off, and I'm finding already that I'm a little bit, everything's changed. I'm sure we're all feeling lots of crazy emotions right now. So being creative with art is helping me to be sane, and also just to, and then give me something to do to pass the time. It is a glorious day here where I live in Vancouver. They have not yet said you cannot go out. They are asking you, or pretty strongly asking you to, if you do go out, to stay at least 6 to 8 feet away from everyone, and don't go to crowded areas, don't hang out in groups, etc., etc. So I am going to go out for a walk by myself in a little bit, probably after I make this video, because it is a beautiful sunny day out. But again, I'll be wearing my mask and I will be staying away from people, but I just need to get some sunshine. Okay, so that's definitely more than half the cup, or certainly enough. So I'm just going to put this on top here. Actually, I said I was going to do a pour, so I think I am. I'm just going to pour this out, and we'll see what happens. Not going to do a ring pour, just going to pour it out into the middle of the canvas. So the white might actually get lost in there. I actually intended to do the white in between every color and kind of got distracted there, but that's okay. So there, that's looking pretty. I am going to definitely give it a torch with the torch because you know, I just stirred these up just before I started the video, so we can get rid of any air bubbles. But look at that. I don't know if you can see it right now, and maybe not, but right here there's some little cells coming up already. So that's kind of interesting. Now some people, I think, say that the pin dots is what these kind of look like, are because of all the air bubbles popping through and pushing paint through, which may or may not be true, but I like them. And I'm not, when I say true, I don't mean that those people are lying. I just mean I'm not sure if that's exactly what they are, but either way I think it looks awesome and I like them. So alright, so let's just go about pouring this here. Just going to kind of pour loosely. I don't, not too worried about any one color, but look at, see, like, look right there. You can see that right there. Definitely looks like cells to me. But I don't want to lose them, and they all tend to be right now on the edge, which is kind of unfortunate. I actually have some plastic down right now to drip over so that I hopefully just make things easier and less messy for cleanup. I'm making a bit of a mess there right now. Okay, so all the sides are covered, all the corners are covered. I like that. I love the darkness of the colors, etc. Let me just rinse my gloves off because I have to get another roll of paper towels out actually, but this is pretty awesome. But I'm just going to leave it for a second. I'll be right back and we'll do a torch. Sorry about that, didn't mean to keep you waiting. Okay. So I really like the colors, the way they came out. I'm okay that there's just little spots of white coming through, probably from bursting air bubbles. So let's give this another little torch just to get rid of any more air bubbles. So what's happening is I'm getting lots of little specks coming through. I'll lift this up so you can see, although I'll bring you in for a close-up at the end once I've done the other canvas. But I want to bring you up to right there. Hopefully you can see that. There's like little cell type there. And over here we've got the little white speckles and cells, unfortunately floating off the edge there. But not getting a lot of cells, but I'm not 100% surprised, and that's okay. I just wanted to experiment, like I said, to see how the paint flowed, etc. when I just diluted it with water and what results I would get. And again, just reminding people, I think I said this in the last 2 or 3 videos that I've done, to make sure that you scrape underneath your edges once you get your composition where you'd like it to be, because this paint will continue to run off and get pulled over the edges. If you don't, then you might lose a really beautiful composition. And then, you know, come back and do it again, you know, maybe 10 to 15 minutes later, and maybe even 10, 15 minutes after that. You know, give it some time and then give them a little swipe and give it a little bit more time maybe. But I'm really liking this. I like the white dots that are coming up with this. I'm okay with them all together. And there's just some interesting stuff happening here. And like I said, I will bring you in for a close-up once I do the second one. So for now, I'm just going to put it on pause so that I can move things out of the way and get organized for the second one. And we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I changed my gloves and moved this painting up so it's out of my way here. And I'm just going to put some silicone in my other set of cups that I mixed up with water with those same paint colors. Then I'm going to layer them in the same way into this cup. But first, let's just put some silicone. I'm going to put about 2-3 drops in each cup. Hopefully you can see me doing that over here to the side a little bit. You may not be able to see all the colors, but I'm putting 3 drops in each cup. Okay. So I'll give each cup a stir. I even found mixing these that each cup I put, like I said, I weighed the paint to make sure that I was putting the same amount of each color in each cup. And even then I still had to add different amounts of water, slightly at least, to each cup, even if it was the same color, to help it flow. Now I didn't put any silicone in the white, and because I didn't layer the white in like I thought I was going to, I'm going to layer it the same way here, where I just put it in after I put in all 4 colors. So because I want to try and be as the same about this as I can. I'll give this one a stir, get that silicone mixed in. So that was the dioxine purple first, and then that quinacridone magenta, and now this is the, sorry, I forgot the name there, the prism violet from Liquitex. Let's stir that silicone in. And then the light magenta. Oops, I almost tipped my cup over. Okay, and we'll do a little bit of white. And again, I did not put any silicone in the white. Okay, and then we'll go through and layer the other colors again. And a bit more white. All right, so again, I'm just going to pour this onto the canvas, not doing a ring pour or a flip pour, just pouring it on, and however it comes out, it comes out. A little bit more white showing there, at first at least. And we give this a quick torque to get rid of any bubbles, or at least the start of getting rid of bubbles. Okay. Let's give this a tilt and see what happens. I do like that the white showed up a bit more in here, that it's mixing with the light magenta, and creating some softer pink. I do like that. Try and make sure I don't tilt onto the other painting. That would not be good. I would not want to ruin my composition. I really like what I created over there. Okay, that's pretty awesome looking. Definitely different. Just give me a second to wash up my hands again. Just got paint all over my counter. I didn't realize that the paper towel I had so much on it. Okay, so very different results. Definitely more cells and similar type action coming up in this second one. Very pretty though. Both are glorious. I like them. Just going to scrape my edges actually before I give this another torch. And you can use a palette like I'm using, or you can use a popsicle stick, or you can use your finger, whatever you want to scrape your edges. It doesn't matter. Under the bottom there. But yeah, I really like that. Let's give this a little torch. See what happens. See if we can bring up some more cells. Oh, definitely lots of the white coming through now. And more cells with the torch, that's for sure. And I love lots of cells, so. Alright. Cool. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll put a pause here and then I'll bring you down for a close-up. But wow, I don't know which one I like better because I like the colors so much with all like together with both paintings, but I think I like this one better because I do like the more cells, which means I could probably sometimes, not all the time, dilute my paint with water, and you do have to be careful that you don't dilute it too much because then it breaks the integrity of the paint. I think you don't want to use more than 20 to 30% if I remember correctly, and then just putting some silicone in. I'm getting some excellent results. So just give me 1 second here and I'll bring you in for close-ups. Okay, so here we are looking at the first one I created. So this one was just water and paint and no silicone at all. I did torch a little to pop air bubbles and got some interesting results for sure. I like these little guys right here. So I'm going to take you in for some close-ups. I'm not sure if that one and that one, perhaps, I don't know if I dripped onto this picture from the second painting that I did or if they just happened to come through, but they are pretty cool looking. Hopefully they're not going to run off the edge because I really like them. This is why it's important to wipe your edges a few times, not just once, so you don't lose a composition that you really like. So let's start. Here's the bottom left corner of painting 1, and then our pour number 1, and you can see the white dots, but these ones are really cool. I like these ones. See if I can move in a bit closer for you there to see those. But those are pretty awesome. And then just backing up here a little bit, and we move over to the bottom right corner. I definitely like the little cell action there. I'm going to move up to the right top corner, all the way up to the end there. And then here was I was talking about at the very beginning, this stuff happened, this right here happened very early in tilting. Hopefully the camera can focus on that okay for you. Definitely some, I think people call those caterpillar cells, but I really like them. And then moving over here to the top left corner, we've got some white peeking through there, and the little pinhole dots, champagne dots I think some people also call them. So let's back up a little bit so you can see more. I definitely like this section right in here too. That's really cool looking. And also this all in here in the middle. So definitely very pleased with this painting for sure. So there's a good look at that one. And then we'll take you over to the second one I did. So remember, this one was just paint, water, and silicone. I did 3 drops of silicone in each cup, except for not in the white. And I might have put a little bit more white in this one, not intentionally, but that seems to be what happened. So with this one, you can see here some really pretty little work here and cells here. Now those are on the edge, so they may end up sliding off more, which is why I'm wiping my edges a bit more because I don't want to lose what I've got here. I really like it. So let's move over to the bottom right corner. Definitely lots of nice cell work in here. I really like that. Like little rivers, I love that. And then over to the corner. I love this pretty red right here with where it's got the little sort of striations. Very nice. And let's move up to the top right corner. Definitely lots of cell work up this side. Trying to get the glare off for you. I do apologize. And this right here I love because it's white with purple and the prism violet and the magentas and the dioxazine purple all coming through to create layers of cells and like little rings around each ring kind of thing. And then moving up here, more and more cells. Again, there's some of the double colored type cells. And then up to the corner. Just so pretty. We'll move over here to the left upper corner for you. Love this. It's so pretty. It's actually more purpley red than it's appearing on my video, so hopefully when I take some still pictures, if you check out my Instagram, Val in Vancouver, or I am in the Pouring Your Heart Out Julie Cuts Facebook group and the Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group, so I tend to post still photos in there. Loving, loving, loving this corner right here. So yeah, if you don't, but I hope you'll watch my videos and continue to watch. This one here, I'm thinking that one looks like a weird bird. I don't know, funny looking, and this is like almost a perfect teardrop. So pretty. Okay, so there's back down to that bottom corner, and then I'll give you a full-on view of the second canvas. Hard for me to get them in this shot side by side without moving them both, but I think you're getting a good shot of both of them. And I'm definitely going to take the leftover paint that I have and create something else. So thank you again for watching. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.